Knucklehead Comics Tuesday. It's fucking Tuesday. We got Lay in the building. We got Cap in the building. Cabs can't make it tonight, but he's here in spirit. On Lay.
My man, just chilling, brother, chilling.
What's up, Cap? How you doing?
Doing pretty good.
Is that and the father goes shamefully? That's my son. And the other guy goes shamefully. Orion goes, that's my father. Choose fear and hate to run your life. Something you can't do. That was wrong with me from the beginning. I was doing it that way. I was gonna go down that path. I worried.
You thought it was Grayson?
Sorry, got hurt. It's like not him. Not him.
Crack his brain for somebody, anybody that can help, and remembers. Freeze.
The media.
Randall Savage.
Randall Savage. With his knowledge and all other shit and his capacity to learn.
Absolutely.
This is the only vegan I'll ever eat is grilled chicken wings, because that's like vegan to me. You know what I'm saying? Because the chicken wings are supposed to be fried, but you grill the chicken wings and you put it in some sauce and give it some blue cheese.
Is vegan.
That's vegan. Like regular moo cow fuck milk. Put it in some Honey Nut Cheerios. Vegan, because Honey Nut Cheerios is good for your heart. You know what I'm saying? Can I steal the question from Cabs?
I got it right.
I would also like to steal. I would also like to steal. I would also like to steal.
You're too late.
Wow.
I stay loose, I stay hype, I stay loose, I stay hype, I stay loose, I stay hype. I could do this all night, cause I do what I like. Yeah, I do what I like, yeah, I do what I like. Sipping goose, sip is right, and I go with the flow. Yeah, I go with the flow, yeah, I go with the flow. Cause I know I'm the show. In the zone, here I go. In the zone, here I go. In the zone, here I go. Yeah, they know I'm a pro. Let's go, let's go! Yeah! Let's go! Here I go, I get lit, I get hyped for this shit! That's right.
Word. He be like, I got a left elbow and a right elbow. I can break your face with an any elbow. Make sure that you get elbowed in your elbow with an elbow. Got the arm ball, get the phone ball, get around with the bomb with the bomb ball.
Daddy's gonna take you to Jersey Shore.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is Tuesday night, and it's Knucklehead Comics in the building. We got Totaz, we got Cap. Cap's looking new like always. What's going on, Cap? How you doing, man?
Doing all right. Shaved with a razor fully for the first time since I left the military.
And now your face is as smooth as a baby's butt now, I bet you.
Oh, not completely, but close enough.
I hear you. It's almost impossible to get those little fucking hairs that just want to stick out of nowhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, so today it might just be me and you again. You know, nothing new to us, but we do have some news. I've been hearing some things about Jonathan Majors, Kang, the Conqueror. Yeah, you know, and yeah, I don't know, man. I keep these hoes in check. Yo, for real. Jonathan, I keep these hoes in check, Majors. But yo, listen, man, for everything I'm hearing about this shit is it's a little suspect to me, man. I don't know. Maybe we all got the news. We all, know not everybody knows what's going on, but we're gonna talk about that today. But to me, it just seems a little bit too rough. You know?
You know what they say: where there's smoke, there's fire.
Yeah, but what they also say is, where there's a successful man, there's a woman behind him trying to take him.
Well, we'll get into it, but there's more allegations now.
Apparently, there's always more allegations. Like, this fucking guy went around beating the shit out of everybody in New York City, and now, all of a sudden, they got him. This fucking guy, he according to police reports, he murdered 78 people, broad daylight, millions of witnesses. He did it on TV, and now they got him because a woman broke her nail. Now they got him. Everybody's coming out now.
Yeah, we'll see when it goes to court.
What do you think? Is Sylvester Stallone doing this shit because he did Creed 3 and they took Creed away from him? Is that what's happening?
Nope. I have no idea. I'm gonna reserve judgment until we hear all the facts and it plays out in court like it should.
Hey man, I'm gonna reserve judgment until I speak because I got the facts and I'm tired of this shit. Because what's gonna happen? He already lost. He's already guilty. This country is no longer innocent until proven guilty. He's guilty. He's already got his punishment. They took away all of his sponsors and all the other shit. People are jumping at the chance to fuck this man over. And if he is guilty, well, he still should be innocent. Because here's the thing: if he's guilty, then my opinion doesn't change because he's already suffered the punishment. He's already suffered the punishment. What am I gonna hate him because he's already lost all of his shit? The only people that haven't done anything to him is Disney because they're sitting there going, "Well, wait a minute, let's see what happens before we start, getting rid of our Kang and shit." You know,
Well, they jumped the gun, no pun intended, too fast with James Gunn. So now they've learned that lesson and they're holding back to see what the hell plays out.
yeah. No, but I mean, it's ridiculous. John Boyega is doing it because Disney can only have one. I guess so. But yeah, man. So you want to fill us in with the whole story is Cap?
Oh, the story hasn't changed. Like sometime last month or 2 months ago, right after Creed 3 came out, he was in a taxi and allegedly his phone went off. It was from another woman. The woman he was with got angry, and again, allegedly, he grabbed her by the neck, smacked her around a little bit, smacked her hand out of the way. The police were called. She was taken to the hospital with minor injuries to her head and neck. He was arrested. Then his lawyer said that they have irrefutable proof that he's innocent. And then now there's more allegations, more women coming forward, working with the DA, and he's got to be in court on May 8th, is what I read.
So they released some of the proof. There's still shots of this woman at the club after the incident, no broken finger because she said that he broke her finger. There's no bruises on her. And then they showed body cam footage of the cop trying to coerce the woman into saying that he hit her and shit like that. And the thing is, he called the cops because at the end of the night, he found her in the closet drunk and passed out. So, if that doesn't sound like a mass murderer to you, I don't know what does. Listen, I know that there's masterminds out there that only Dick Wolf can write about. But I don't know, man. It just seems it seems like this is becoming a pandemic because, like I said,
I got a question for you though, if you don't mind me jumping in now.
Yeah,
I'm gonna make a loose connection, but only for this point.
Yeah,
because you said it's becoming a pandemic. Now, in regards to police brutality, is that all of a sudden now becoming a pandemic where every other week we hear about a cop who shot an unarmed black man, harassed an unarmed black man, who did pick any minority, and they just went way above what they're supposed to do and harassing and all that shit? Is that now just a pandemic? Or is it now we're finally seeing what's been happening this whole time? And what I'm saying is it seems like they're getting every freaking guy on the fucking planet. Is that a pandemic? Or now are we open to, maybe that's not the best way to treat somebody you're with?
Well, listen, we've seen guys beat the shit out of women already. It's not nothing new. And, believe it or not, people call the cops on domestic violence a lot. And women turn the shit down because of love or whatever the case may be. And men get domestic violence also. and they don't want to be seen as lesser because their woman's beating the shit out of them. But the thing is this: my thing is, all of a sudden, everybody wants to come out.
But
Not one person got hit and retaliated. Like, you know, this is what I'm saying. It's like, okay, where, like, I know was it when Bill Cosby was outed, wasn't there a comedian that's been saying he's been doing this shit? No one believed him.
Hannibal Buress, I believe. I don't know if he was the first one, but he's the first one I heard say something.
But you know what I'm saying? Like now all of a sudden people are like, oh yeah. I'm surprised no one came out earlier. It's like, wait a minute. If you knew this guy was this type of person, why didn't you out him before? Why didn't you stop him from going into the shit before? Like, why is it all of a sudden now when they're at where they're at, or they have some kind of publicity? Because from the proof we seen on just this incident of him having an altercation in the taxi, and now all of a sudden she's saying all this stuff, and there's proof that he didn't do nothing to her. Why this incident, now all of a sudden everybody wants to come out and say some shit?
Well, I mean, that's normally how these things work, is all right, I'm trying to word this as sensitively as possible because this is a sensitive subject. But normally there's and let's take him out of this. We're not talking about majors at this point, just in general.
Yeah.
There's a person who commits some sort of harassment or atrocities towards a group of people, and nobody says anything because, well, if I say something, nobody's going to believe me. And everybody's thinking that same thing. And then one person turns around and goes, nah, fuck that. I'm going to say something. And the minute they say something and it gets a little bit of traction, and they're like, oh, she or he said that, and people starting to believe, well, boom, me too, me. Everybody now comes out, because now when you speak, you're actually going to be heard. You're actually going to be taken credibly. People are actually going to look into what happened. Where before, nobody was going to care, and you would have come out worse. Like, let's take Brett Kavanaugh. He's on the Supreme Court. He's a fucking Supreme Court judge. All right? Blasey Ford, I believe her name was, came out with allegations. There were other women. I think maybe one or two they allowed to say some shit, but the other ones they didn't. They didn't even bother fucking questioning. And what happened? Well, it was only 1 to 2, maybe 3 at most. They brushed all that shit on the rug, and the motherfucker's a Supreme Court judge. Now, if you're woman number 4, waiting for your turn to be like, oh, we finally can get this motherfucker, and you see, well, the first 3 got brushed aside. He's the Supreme Court. Does it do you any good to fucking say anything?
But there's precedence now. Listen, you gotta say shit when it happens.
Dude, that's easier said than done. Let's take something so insignificant. You fail a test in school. Do you run home and be like, hey, I failed? No, you don't. You try to say nothing until it has to be fucking said.
Yeah, but that's your fault that you failed. Now, if the teacher failed you because you were Spanish or some shit and you actually passed, and you sit there and you take the failing, and your parents go, whoa, why you keep failing all these classes? You know all this stuff, and you just stay quiet. And another kid goes, oh, well, he's failing me because I'm Spanish. You're like, oh, well, yeah, he's doing that to me too. Like, why didn't you just say some shit like that in the beginning? You know, it's okay. You see, the problem isn't the fact that no one's gonna believe. It's the fact that people are pieces of shit. Here's the thing: that Supreme Court justice guy that did all that shit to those women, yeah, he's a fucking piece of shit. But everybody else around him that didn't do nothing to those women, but didn't want to hear their shit because they can't be bothered with it, they're the bigger pieces of shit. Those people should be thrown in jail. And this is what I'm saying. This is the shit that needs to change. The whole if someone else came out earlier and like, yo, this woman said that he did this shit before and no one listened, and now this woman's saying that, but this one lied and this one did that. Remember the woman that said that, what was it, a football player beat the shit out of her or something like that, and she said, oh no, I was lying the whole time, and he still had his reputation destroyed. One of the celebrities or some shit. You know, it's like, bro, we got to change the fact that, yeah, if you say something, okay, let's look into the shit. But it can't always be someone said something, now everybody's saying something. Because to me, it's like, okay, now it looks like a setup. It looks like someone's trying to get him out of Disney.
But it has to be that way for right now. Because look at the wall of people who were around Brett Kavanaugh.
Well, then let's arrest everybody around Brett Kavanaugh. This
lady literally had to sit in front of Congress and the world on TV to say her shit.
You know,
because she couldn't say. She tried to say it back then, and nobody did anything about it.
So here's the thing: if I could get arrested for being in a car with someone that has that's possession of drugs, if I get arrested for that, then they should be arrested for not hearing her out. If you're gonna stop people from coming out and fucking accusing somebody of wrongdoing against them, you should be in jail just the same way as the person that's doing it. Conspiracy. This is what I'm saying. This is what we can't sit here and accept this shit. This is the problem, but this is the problem it has, because it's always gonna be this guy's gonna, if let's say he does beat women, for the simple fact, let's say he does beat women. Now he's a woman beater, right? But now you waited until this shit now. So you're telling me that no one that he did that shit to could have said anything to anybody? You know, it's not like every single man in the world is gonna be like, oh no, Jonathan Mayers ain't beat you. You're stupid. That black guy came from your dreams.
No, I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
That's what it sounds like everybody's saying now.
Well, then they're going to the wrong fucking people. Because I'm pretty sure TMZ wouldn't be on some Jonathan Mayers ain't do that to you. Everybody, they all black people look the same. You know what I'm saying? It's like, come on. And the people that do cover it up should go to jail. If we're gonna change something, change everything.
But now, what about the situations where, again, let's remove him and just in general, somebody did something that the victim, in this case, tells somebody else, and that person goes, all right, we might not be able to do anything about it, but we can remove you from the situation, make sure your life is better off, and just leave it for now because it's not going to do you any benefit. And then years later, when they come out and, hey, this guy did something, who else did he do this to? And you step forward, does the person who took you out of the situation, are they co-conspirators?
Yes.
So yes. The person who helped her out, got her out of the situation, and put that person's life back on track.
Yes.
Is also a co-conspirator.
Yep. Because it doesn't negate the fact that this person's doing wrong against you.
Dude, see, here's where you go. Because something, man. Some people are at a level where the rules don't work the same way for them as they do for us. That's just the way the world is.
And I understand that. And I'm happy that's the way it is, because in America, we need people that the rules don't work for them. But what I'm saying is, fuck them. I don't believe that anyone in this country is above this shit. And I'll say it. And I know everybody else, they're programmed and they're told not to say it because they're scared. I'm not scared. Fuck you. And I'm just saying, I don't care. We're living in a world where the shit is so uneven, the rules are so unbalanced that we have to take these extremes. We have to. Because if one person, like you said, they prevented these women from speaking out with the congressman or the Supreme Court justice, every single one of them should go to jail. Not just the one that did shit to them, every single one of them, because you prevented somebody from speaking about this shit.
Do you honestly, two questions here. Do you honestly think that would happen? Two, what happens then if you arrest every single Congress member? Let's
You
say
put
there
them
was
in jail.
15 Congress members involved with that hearing. Let's 15 of them go to jail. What happens now? You
What
think the
happened?
new people that come in are not going to do the same shit?
Well,
And
then now you set up. Now you set up a task force inside the shit to stop it out. You have internal affairs to stop crooked cops. Let's have internal affairs to stop crooked congressmen and crooked fucking Supreme Court justice. Justice is supposed to be blind.
Yeah, that also means that sometimes it doesn't see shit. I mean, that's part of the blindness. It's supposed to be
No,
fair
no.
and impartial, but it also doesn't see shit sometimes.
Well, then listen. Well, let's not see these fucking people go to fucking jail, but they're in there anyway. I can't make excuses for these people. And I know you're not making an excuse for these people, and you're just saying the way it is. You're just saying how this is how it is, but I don't care, man. It's bullshit. It's straight up bullshit because listen, whether he did it or not, it's too goddamn convenient that every time something happens, there's 17,000 people. Oh, this one woman said he beat her up. No, we got proof he didn't do it. She's lying. Well, now there's 40 other people that says that he beat him up. Like, where did this come from?
All right.
As soon as he's hit his peak and shit's about to happen, now all of a sudden they're coming out. It's like, well, he may not have beaten that woman up, but he beat up this one. Where were you then? One woman I can understand sitting there being too afraid to do anything because pain and all that other shit is a fucking big motivator to not speak. But all these women, all these like the same shit with the allegations for Michael Jackson. I'm not saying he did anything, but another kid, R. Kelly, with all those people, not one person turned around and said, "Yo, why is my fucking daughter doing this shit?"
Dude, but there's aspects that you're not seeing or you're not thinking about because you haven't been on the other side of it. There's got to be aspects from the victim standpoint of why maybe they all did come forward, but we haven't heard anything about it because it didn't go anywhere. Maybe they did say something. Because how quickly, think of this. I doubt the fucking district attorney stood out in the middle of the street and just interviewed everybody who walked by. It's like, hey, do you know Jonathan Majors? Did he do this? Like, how quickly did people come in with some? That means that they had to have been ready to go. They had to have already, like,
Been
steps have
prepped.
already been taken. They're not looking for people. They have them. So somewhere along the line, somebody had to have said something. Otherwise, you don't. I mean, I know they turn around and go, well, let's see if there's a pattern. But not even with fucking Jeffrey Epstein did they find like this quick. Everybody say, oh, here we go.
Because they had him ready. I'm pretty sure at this point, and to steal a phrase from Taquan, oh, niggas in trouble, pull out the white bitches. They got him ready. I'm pretty sure if we did background checks on them, they probably work for the DA's office. For one way or another. They used to. They are in contact with them. They're in the vicinity. They live in the same country as them. Right. I'm pretty sure at this point, the way these fucking people are, they want to do shit.
Can I posit this to you? Right? Thought experiment here. You know Al Capone, right?
Yeah.
One of the biggest fucking criminals in Chicago.
Yep.
Right, of all time.
Yep.
You know how they arrested him?
His taxes.
Tax evasion, racketeering. Those charges, way less than what the fuck he actually did. So, why? So, based on your argument, it was a setup that they got him.
Yeah.
No, the way the law works is you get what you can get. when the opportunity to arrest or to do something comes up, then you hit them. You can't get them before. You can't get them at like. It's not that they. I don't see it as a setup. It just maybe he really is this way, and he fucked up his timing, not her. Because if he actually did this shit, and there's other women to prove that he's been doing this, it's on him.
He proved he didn't beat this woman. It's not a him.
Well,
How did he fuck up the timing on this?
I'm only saying that because he still has a court date to go to on the 8th, and there's more women to come up, and all this stemmed from that incident. That I'm just saying.
Yo, either you're gonna shoot this nigga in the face and let's be done with, or let him go. Because right now we're living in a world with no laws. This country has no laws. We literally have an ex-president that fucking tells people to complain and they let him off the hook.
I mean,
and now
he is indicted.
And now that don't mean shit. He was impeached. And he's still president for the 4 terms. I never seen a president who was impeached and still was president.
Clinton.
He wasn't impeached. He dropped. This I don't get this shit. Now we got a Supreme Court justice who does all that shit to these people, and he's still Supreme Court. So what you're saying is, as long as you do it to women, it's not illegal.
No,
not you. This country.
No. You're getting the wrong message. With this country saying, as long as you do the right crimes and you look the right way, you're fucking good to go.
This is fucking ridiculous.
Dude, you know why nothing's gonna change? And I know this show's not supposed to be a political show. This is a comic book show. But you have one side, the Republicans, who don't give a shit what their candidates do or their politicians do, so long as they get to fucking enact religious fucking laws on everybody, regardless of what religion you believe in. Then you got the Democratic side, who only gives a shit about what the fucking corporations want. And here's the kicker. All those people that I voted for, the progressives, fucking AOC, Rashida Tlaib, the fucking Fab Four, or the whatever the fuck they call themselves. What happened when the shit hits the fan? They fell in line. Like everybody else in the DNC. So one side doesn't give a shit about having criminals on the other side. The other side cares too much. And then the people who were supposed to be on my side, that's why I left politics, people who were supposed to be on my side, turn out, when you actually get in the game, all that shit talking you did just goes out the fucking window. There's literally nothing we can do, because even if we vote everybody out, we're only replacing them with either people who are fucking dumber, Marjorie Taylor Greene, or people who are just going to try to play it safe and we got to go into the middle and be centrist, which is still not going to do shit.
We gotta change everything.
Yeah, which is impossible because nobody wants to fucking change. Dude, nobody wants to change everything. And I tell you again, AOC, all that fucking talk, not a goddamn thing. Elizabeth Warren, talk big about the banks. We had banks fail because nobody was fucking paying attention to them. Bernie Sanders, he's getting a little bit of shit done, but nothing to fucking. They won't let him do anything, and he can't muscle his way into shit. But yet on the other side, they do whatever the fuck they want on that side. Do you know that there's a fucking. You know what? I'm gonna stop here because it's not the point of this show.
Yeah, just fucking say it.
I forgot where the fuck it was. It was somewhere either Midwest or down south. There's a fucking Republican woman who was giving a talk about the abortion rights, abortion bills, and just basically said that a 10-year-old female, her body is made to produce a human life, and that if an egregious act happened to a 10-year-old, it still would be illegal to have that aborted because the 10-year-old is fucking built for that shit. These are the people. That's the people that they replaced their old motherfuckers with. That's the new people that came in. Tennessee, mass shooting in a school. 3 people were like, yo, we want to fucking get gun control in here. They wouldn't let them speak. So they marched with the people in protest. What happened? Kicked them the fuck out. You spoke out of turn. Kick them the fuck out. The governor of Tennessee wanted to fucking turn around and you had to go to a sheriff to have him sign off if you wanted to buy a gun. That's all you had to do. The fucking Congress of Tennessee, after the mass shooting, fuck that. Nope. You get whatever gun you want. You carry it around on it. Florida, you don't even need a license to fucking conceal your gun and your fucking thing. Nobody gives a shit. We're not going to be able to change anything because nobody cares. All they say is thoughts and prayers. And again, to bring it back around, the majority, dude, growing up, how many times have you heard from the idiots we grew up with on how to fucking treat women? And how much of that advice was good to fucking bearable? All that shit they said was dumb. And it wasn't just one of them. Every single one of them told the exact same shit. So I don't believe that, they're trying to get him now that he's on this height. They're trying to do this. No, I just believe that there's an entire generation of motherfuckers who were either raised by not nurture, raised by their environment to enact a certain way, or learned later in life to act a certain way, and it's universal. What do they all say? Nice guys finish last, right? What do nice guys don't do? They don't take chances. So everybody finds them boring. Well, now you're with somebody who's been conditioned to, I'm the fucking head of the table. I'm this. Who's that on your phone? Dude, you know what I can honestly see happen? And again, I don't know if there's a video. I haven't seen anything about a video that was released publicly.
What up, Ray?
But is it not out of the realm of possibility that what happened was he's doing this? She's like, who's that? Who's that? And he's just like, yo, get out of here.
No. It's more it's more possible to me. Who's that? Nobody. Who's that? And then she starts hitting him. That's more possible to me. With the way people are today, I believe it is more possible for her to beat the shit out of him, hurt her finger, and blame him for it.
But he had no injuries, no marks, no nothing on him.
Don't mean nothing.
That's what I'm saying. It's more plausible that he just like, get out of here. Leave me alone.
No.
And in doing that, that's a fucking backhand accidentally.
Nope.
So you think that this 30-year-old wailed on him with no marks whatsoever, but yet she wound up with marks. Even though they were minor, she wound up with marks and had to go get checked out for beating his ass.
Yep.
That doesn't seem plausible to me. Unless she missed him and hit herself once.
Nah, because listen, the only thing, because if Chris Brown is the only person that literally beat the shit out of someone. You're telling me that John Mayers, if he wanted to hurt this woman, she would have minor bruises?
Again.
After he just finished fucking training for Creed 3?
Again, that's why I'm saying
he'd have beat the shit out of her like Tank did Garcia in the taxi.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying he
didn't call the cops in the taxi. You think that taxi driver's gonna sit there? Well, I mean, shit, the bitch deserved it. Now get out of the car and not call the cops?
Dude, that's
the cops needed it to be called after he found her fucking passed out and drunk. This is why I'm saying she hit him and he probably fucking defended himself and she bruises easily because let's get this straight. People do bruise fucking easily. And that's why none of the cops were called during the fucking taxi. Because she overreacted and this nigga's like, yo, she crazy. And everybody can fucking relate to a crazy fucking woman. Because there's also evidence that she broke her finger, but she's in a nightclub. There's no broken finger.
Well, I mean, you could fracture your finger without it. You can have a hairline.
She went to the hospital and then went to the nightclub after the hospital. This is what I'm saying.
I mean, Bob, I'm not here to.
No, and another thing that's listen. If I knew people that beat people the way that they're describing this one, if I knew Cosby was fucking date raping people, I wouldn't have said after he got arrested, it's about time someone did something. Because now you're the someone that should have did something.
And I agree.
There are guys out there that saying, "Oh, I'm surprised it took this long for people to." Why didn't you do something? Why didn't you go out there while he was being famous and be like, "Yo, this guy beats women"?
Well, two things. One, there was people back then who were saying shit about Cosby, and it didn't get any traction. Because Hannibal Buress, like I said, Hannibal Buress was the first person I heard say something. But
yeah,
it was known that it was known that Cosby.
I get it.
So somebody did say something, but it just never got any traction.
So here's the thing, though. So yeah, someone said it. So yeah, Cosby was doing it. It's not everybody waiting until someone else says it. But somebody said it.
The only people who waited were the women, were the victims.
Yeah, but I'm saying for Jonathan Mayers, there was two men, from what I'm hearing, two men saying, "Oh yeah, I knew this dude from back in the day. He always did that shit." Why didn't you say that shit before? This is what I'm saying. They should go to jail also. Because we're living in a country with no consequences. And the only way to change it is massive consequences.
Well, I mean, you just said in the beginning that he's facing his consequences now.
No, he's not facing consequences. He's facing punishment.
Is that not the same?
No. You have to be proven guilty to face consequences. Because here's the thing. If I got arrested for punching an old lady in the face, and I did 10 years, but my whole time I was saying I was with you on this podcast, there's no way I could have punched this lady. Am I suffering consequences for my action, or am I suffering punishment?
I would say that they're one and the same, but if you want to separate them, then yeah, you're facing punishment.
Because it's not a consequence to something I didn't do. Remember, punishment comes after the crime. Remember that?
It was supposed to.
Full circle. If you didn't watch fucking Winter Soldier, was it Winter Soldier?
Yeah.
Winter Soldier, go watch it. Captain America, comic book shit. What's going on, big fool? You know what I'm saying? It's like, and then everybody has these allegations like, oh, well, you know, this company did that and that company did this, and that must mean they have the inside information. Bullshit. Everybody's dropping them because they don't want to look bad. That's all it is.
But I mean, why keep mom?
if he's innocent until proven guilty.
No. For a court of law, but when it comes to publicists or management team, the court of public opinion and perception is more to them than it is his actual innocence.
But now, if he is innocent,
somebody else would just pick him up.
No, here's the thing. I understand that you have a job to do and you have your own perception to look at and all that other shit. But he should now be able to sue that company for what is that shit?
Defamation?
Defamation, yeah.
All right. Let me ask you this. Let's just randomly, right? Let's just say somebody came out, said some shit about me. All right. You take your stance because you know me. I'm still on the podcast. Invictus, Battle Club, all the other people that you on the indie scene that you talk with or whatever, other people that you want to line up for interviews, they all turn around and go, if he's on the show, I'm not doing it. Now, what do? Do you now scrap your entire process of trying to make it to keep me? Or do you just push me, one person out, and if whatever happens, if I turn out to be innocent, then it works its way out there? Like, that's how the businesses are looking at it.
I understand that, but you asked me, so me personally, I scrap everything. Because, listen, I understand there's talks about him, so you don't want to get involved. Fine. When he's innocent, and I don't want to get involved with you no more. It's that's the way it is. Because he's not. If all this shit happened and people knew that he was doing this shit, you knew then. You took him on because he's a fucking cash cow. The money wasn't the issue before, but now it's just coming out. Drop him when he's fucking guilty. Who's sitting there going, oh, these people should be ashamed of themselves. They represented somebody that just now has something coming out of them.
That dude, that's everybody. All the fucking most of the comments are people already skewering him, putting him up on fucking hanging.
And then what?
Then nothing.
No, but this is why I'm saying he's already suffering the punishment. His career is pretty much over. He's already suffering the punishment. So why would he need a court date? They succeeded.
Well, I mean, because
he's no longer being represented. He's been dropped by his fucking sponsors and advertisers and all that other shit, making money.
Lawyers for court.
You know what I'm saying? But and then what? You might as well just say, yo, listen, Disney, drop his ass too and let him become a fucking barista for Dunkin' Donuts because Starbucks won't hire him, and then let him fucking be. But this is the thing. The only people who give a shit about his innocence is him. It doesn't matter. Like, literally, if someone came out and said some shit about me, I won't even fight it anymore. I'll say, like, if someone said I did some shit, I'll be like, yo, believe it or not, now we're gonna go about our business. Because it's already been done. He's already suffered the punishment for the shit. What, they're gonna put him in jail now or some shit? Like, there's people who actually done shit, who actually have been proven to do shit and have been gotten chances. Allegedly. This is the one time where they go, allegedly he did this shit. And they allegedly is silent. Not if they can prove she's lying. Well, even they proved she was lying. Now all of a sudden there's mystery opponents coming in this fucking thing. Tag me in. I got a better story. In 1992, this motherfucker tripped me down the stairs. I got irrefutable proof. I don't get this shit. This is why there's so many people now lying their ass off. This is why you have people like Andrew Tate and Donald Trump running the fucking world. This is why. Because if you can make a better story than what the other person's saying, people are gonna believe you. It don't matter what the fuck you said.
Yeah,
It don't matter what the fuck you said.
but here's the thing. That you then have to now change the public. Because even if he goes into the court of law and gets proven 100% innocent, or like they did with James Gunn and Kevin Hart, when they had their outrage, and you look at it and go, "Oh, that was nothing. They've already atoned. They've already blah 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 blah." The people, like I told you before, they don't care. So you're gonna have to change people who already don't care.
Well, if they don't care, so why the fuck are they dropping them? Listen, for hold up. You know something? I'm not even gonna fucking say a word out. We got it here. We got a fucking thing that played the Flash that kidnapped the fucking girl, coerced a fucking teenager or a fucking young child, walked around the city with a fucking gun on it, ran away, did some other fucking bullshit, and it's still the fucking Flash. Proof he did it. He ain't even denying it. Still the fucking Flash. A woman, which I'm pretty sure I'm 90% sure this is what actually happened. A woman assaulted Jonathan in the fucking taxi, hurt her finger, probably abused herself after the fucking fact by falling or some shit because she was found unconscious in his fucking closet. That she was drunk as fuck. Probably did that shit to herself and then blames him. Now all of a sudden, this motherfucker's enemy number one. What is it? This is why I'm so enraged here, is because here's the thing. What's the difference between this fucking thing and Jonathan? He's black and this fucking guy is the person who the object who played the Flash is fucking imaginary.
Well, the one major difference is that Ezra turned around and has taken the necessary steps to go to rehab to get help. They said he did all this shit. He went to his court date. He did what I don't. Well, obviously they didn't arrest him, but whatever the punishment was, he did all that. He went and got help. Like he's taken the steps necessary that were put out in front of him. We haven't gotten to that point yet where the road to redemption or the road to comeback has been laid forth for Jonathan Majors.
Because he's already suffering the punishment. The imaginary fossil fuel never had no punishment.
Yeah, he did.
What was his punishment? Go talk to somebody?
No, he missed out on the what do you call it? They cut him out of the Fantastic Beasts movies, which, matter of fact, the whole fucking thing failed.
Oh yeah, that's a huge punishment there.
Well, I mean, dude? So far Jonathan Majors is still Kang. All of his movies came out. Like the only thing that dropped was his TV show that he was trying to do, and he had nothing else coming down the pipe. He got kicked out of the army fucking thing. Like that's nothing. He's still Kang. He's still gonna be. Disney hasn't done anything to pull the trigger on him yet.
But how do you sit here as a man and go, all right, I'm innocent. Now I need somebody to represent me? No.
Dude, his publicists and his managers are what left. You can always get another one.
Fuck that.
I mean, wouldn't you want to get new ones? Somebody who actually has your back?
No. Because apparently no one has your back.
Well,
these motherfuckers ran at finger point. At finger point.
Dude, if there was only one person, I'd be a little more inclined.
Never one person. It's never one person. But I guarantee you, when we get big, somebody's gonna say some shit about one of us, and there's gonna be 4 or 5 of them out of nowhere that no one's ever heard of, no one's ever seen, just sitting. Oh,
Now,
he looked at me once.
now, here's the fucking thing. It's gonna be very easy to prove. At least me and you had no contact with anybody. When these people have legit been in contact with them, have legit relationships with them, that's a little fucking different. Like
Shit.
accusing us of some shit is a lot different than accusing somebody who's been around hundreds of people.
The same shit with fucking Kevin Hart did. Well, listen, I can't even compare this to it because Kevin Hart admitted it, but he was like, I'm not giving this bitch money. She want money. I cheated. Yeah. That's all I'm going to say about it. And no one left him. The only thing that left him was with the Oscars.
Yeah, but that was because his old tweets came back about he was talking something about the LGBTQ community.
His son.
But that's what I was saying. Like when you actually looked at it, he had already said his apologies. He had already started making up for it. He already started doing charity gigs for the LGBTQ community and before it even came out. Yeah, but he was already doing all this other shit.
But how do you expect Jonathan Mayers to already? You want him to go on an apology tour? He hasn't even been proven guilty.
No. These are two separate.
I know, but I'm just saying. Like, here's the thing: this man cannot even profess his innocence because he's already been guilty. Like, he can't say. It's almost like they're holding it against him when he goes, "Listen, I didn't do this."
Yeah. Now, just to be fair, though, when somebody's accused of something, 50% of the people are going to be behind him and be like, he didn't do it. Well, let's not do 50. Let's go 40 would be he didn't do it. 40 would be he did do it. And the rest would be somewhere in the middle. But the people who already believe he did it, he can come out and apologize, or he can come out and whatever, and it's not going to matter to them. In the same vein, that if somebody comes on this podcast and tells you that John Cena actually had a good wrestling match, you don't give a shit. It doesn't change your opinion.
Well, the difference between that is I seen his matches, and you can't bullshit me. We don't know if he's innocent or not.
Again, that's why I'm reserving judgment until the fucking court case.
All I'm saying is I just find it funny how this one thing he's shown some proof that he didn't do shit or that she didn't have any of these scars, whatever fuck case may be. Now all of a sudden, 75 other fucking people.
Well,
I don't think he's that stupid, to be honest.
So,
in all honesty, here's the thing. Like I said earlier, I would have believed it if she would have been fucked up, or somebody would Chris Brown showed you how to beat the shit out of a woman.
But you do know that there's different forms of abuse, right? Like it doesn't always have to be, I'm gonna go in there and fucking cold cock you.
Yeah, that's true. But also, a shove to fucking, get off me is not abuse either.
No. But a pattern of that is. Like, if I walk into your room, I'm just, for the sake of discussion, if I walk into your room now and just push you, it's nothing. If I do that to you every day for 15 years, I didn't beat the shit out of you, but that's going to fucking weigh on you. And if it was only this one woman, and then I'd have been like, yo, there was an incident, there's probably a misunderstanding. But the fact that the DA has found more, We gotta hear what they say.
You know what the thing is? Here's the thing. The DA would have never looked if they had something. The DA would have never looked if they had something.
That's not how the DA works, but okay.
Oh, the DA don't work. But here's the thing. Right? You said they found more women. If there was just one woman, there would never be any woman if this didn't happen. Think about that. There would never be any woman if this didn't happen.
Well,
and what happened? And then what happened? They got into an argument in the cab,
dude.
and then she went to the hospital. She went to the nightclub, and he found her in. This is what I'm hearing that they said. Then they found her in her closet, in his closet, drunk. There would be no other women. There would not be one woman if that didn't happen.
All right. But there's a concept that you're not, maybe not familiar with. It's called the inciting incident. In order for a big movement or something to take effect, there has to be an inciting incident that sets off then a chain reaction to cause something big enough to affect the change.
Yo, you talked about what is it? The gangster?
Al Capone.
You talked about Al Capone. When they got him on fucking tax evasion, they didn't sit there and talk about property or like fucking meal, food, and gas prices and all that other shit. Neither. They said we got him, let's get him.
Yeah, they got him on what they could get him for. So again, this incident, now that it's public and now that people are paying attention, this is the inciting incident for everybody who may or may not have said anything in the past to now come forth and have their story looked into.
Well, hold up. Taquan, I'm going to steal a phrase from you. He goes, you can argue this case is creating a safer space for those to come out against black men.
I mean, dude, for Harvey Weinstein is fucking rotting away in jail.
Okay, that's one guy, and you just said Supreme Court justice got away with it. They testified and they said, no, fuck you, get out of here. And he's still Supreme Court justice.
Yeah,
but then you do with Bill Cosby, he's in jail. R. Kelly, they're in jail. And I'm not saying they didn't do it. But I'm just saying they were in jail. Fucking now, Jonathan Mays, they're in jail. What's one thing that don't look like the other?
Dude, but then there has been white men. This is not just only a black person thing that's happening.
Mm-hmm. Well, okay.
Dude, Armie Hammer's whole career's fucking fell down. The dude, what's that dude's name?
We don't even know who the fuck Armie Hammer is.
He played the Lone Ranger. He was in a couple other movies. Then allegations came
40s?
out. Huh?
In the 40s?
No, like 2 years ago with Johnny Depp. Fucking Jason Miller, I think. Is it Jason Miller? The dude who was in Deadpool's sidekick. Shit happened with him. He got kicked out of Hollywood. Like, this is happening to more than just one race of people. Everybody's getting fucked up in this.
They didn't pull this shit out their
Harvey
ass.
Weinstein just went into a courthouse, 3 to 4 months ago to serve another fucking trial as he's already doing 25 years for one. So this is not just affecting one type of people. This is just affecting men.
Well, I mean,
right now he's
Harvey
the one in the
Weinstein's
spotlight.
been doing it for 30 years. It's not a safer space. You know what a safer space is? Come out when the fucking shit happens to you.
Dude, that's easier said than done.
For who?
For you to say. I mean, there's a whole bunch of factors on why it doesn't happen right then and there.
Yeah, and every single one of those factors are wrong. Just because it's hard doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. Everything in life is hard.
Again,
here goes the toe facts of the day. Everything you do in life is hard.
Yes. And I'm just going to bring this up.
Just because something's hard doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. And if it's hard, like my man Les Brown likes to say, then fucking do it hard.
I'm just gonna bring this up one more time. Blasey Ford put out these allegations before Brett Kavanaugh became a judge. It went nowhere. She did it again when he was up for the Supreme Court. It went nowhere. Do you really think somebody who's now in the same situation with a similar person is going to be willing to come forward, seeing that on a public stage, her shit didn't go anywhere?
They should.
It's easier sometimes, and again, this is just conjecture on my part. I'm willing to believe that sometimes it's just easier to remove yourself from that person, get away from the situation, and build your life back up better.
Let me tell you something. You think Martin Luther King fucking, if he had that attitude, that there would be fucking the civil rights movement? You think he'd be like, oh well, I mean they're hosing people and lynching people out in the street. Well, let me not stir the boat because it's hard.
But let me flip this on you. Everybody that stood behind him, everybody that marched with him, everybody that talked after him, you think not one of those people had the idea to do that shit before he did it? Before he was the inciting incident that galvanized everybody? So now are you gonna hammer? Are you gonna hinder the people behind him, the people who helped him out, because they didn't do it first?
No. See, the thing is, it's not like he says, I want equal rights. And they said, well, you know something, me too. It's not like he goes, oh, I want the police to stop beating me up. And then everybody's like, yeah, stop beating us up. You know what I'm saying? Like, he stood up because everyone else was standing up. He was a louder voice. He was leading the people who stood up against everything. Everyone had to individually stand up against that shit at those times. Bro, they didn't kill every single fucking black person and then one person go, enough! And then everyone go, you know something? He's right. Everyone was protesting. Everyone was fighting back. It's just he organized. So when everyone starts coming up against this shit and starts saying it, nipping it at the fucking butt, one, it would stop people from fucking doing it. Because here's the thing. The more you sit back and you say, well, it happens to them, so I'm not going to say nothing, the easier it is for men to do it to you or women to do it to you.
Oh, yes. But now, to go back to that, nothing happened until Rosa Parks didn't say shit, or didn't move back, right? How many people beforehand wanted to, but couldn't?
Didn't. There's difference.
No, there. For certain situations, there's no difference between couldn't and didn't.
No, you think someone gave Rosa Parks permission to fucking stay there? You think the bus driver was like, nah, Rosa, you can stay there if you wanted to? She couldn't sit there. And she said, I'm not moving. Anyone else could have sat in that seat and said, I'm not moving. And
Yeah,
we'd have said their name.
But nobody did, which is what I'm saying.
And
But
and
now-
then but here's the thing though. Here's the thing. We're arguing the same shit. The only difference is what I'm saying is if you come out exactly when it happens, so when you don't stand up and move to the back of the bus when they tell you to, when you come out when they abuse you and accuse them, then that's when more people will come out when they abuse you then.
Yeah.
I'm not going to give anyone excuses for not standing up for themselves.
Got that. And I'm saying it doesn't matter when you stand up for yourself. All that matters is that you stand up for yourself.
Yes, it does matter. Yes, it does matter. Because what happens if he abused you and you don't say nothing and now he fucking killed somebody because he overboard? You could have said something and prevented him from fucking doing shit. That could have changed something. But you know what I'm saying? Like, here's the thing, though.
Now, what if I did say something and nothing came of it and nothing happened? And then he still went on and killed somebody.
At least you fucking said something.
Yeah, but nothing happened from it.
It doesn't matter. How many people, when George Floyd fucking died, told the cops to get off him and nothing happened and he still fucking killed them? If all of them would have just stood there and did nothing, everybody was like, yo, how come no one helped? They did it as best as they fucking could. But what, you wanted them to wait until after he died for them to be like, oh, well, I was gonna say to get off him, but no one listens to me. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, I understand what you're saying, but I'm telling you, there are mitigating factors that you're not taking into consideration as to why it plays out this way all the time.
I understand that. But what I'm saying is, it shouldn't fucking matter.
Dude, yeah, and that's easy. That's easy to say when you're on the other side of that fence. You don't have to worry about being on the victim side of the fence.
Even if I was, I'd say some shit.
And again, we don't know. We don't know who the other people, who the other women are. We don't know what they have to say. We don't know if they said something.
The easiest thing you can fucking do is be quiet.
Yes, again, we don't know if they've said something in the past.
They would have said it already. They would have said it already. They found these women so fucking fast, they could have been like, oh, in 1992, he did this to this one.
I mean, the DA is not going to give out information like that.
Oh, how do you know?
Because that's defeating the purpose of they have to investigate.
They're gonna make them look bad. Oh wait, they gotta investigate, but they're gonna come out and say we found 4 other women that said he beat them. What if they're all lying?
That's why the DA is gonna investigate, and that's why the DA doesn't come out and go, "Look at what we found. This is what the fucking thing is." Like,
but then they just said they found more people, so they did come out and say it. How do we know they found people if they didn't tell us they found people? What, we're just assuming they found people?
No, the report said that. The reports say that the DA has more people, but they're not. There's a difference between, hey, we found more people, and here's what we have based on what we found. There's a complete difference to that.
No, it's not. Not according to the public opinion.
Well, we're past the public opinion shit. We're talking about the actual
No,
litigation.
we're not.
We already know public opinion doesn't. It's not going to waver either way. You either think he's innocent or you don't. There is no wavering in public opinion now.
The motherfucker's already a monster to people. He's already been dropped. And the crazy shit is the army's calling the kettle black. With the shit they did. The stories we heard.
Yeah, but now for this part here, I'm gonna go back to Dave LaGreca. What did he say about Jose Reyes?
We know.
Yeah, we know Jose Reyes did it, but we don't know if the service guy did it.
We don't know if Jonathan Mayers did it.
Again, that's why I'm personally reserving judgment on everything until after the court does its thing. I'm never in a camp of, in any of these situations, I'm never in a camp of he's either innocent or fucking guilty. Unless.
Yo, OJ.
Like, huh?
Yo, OJ.
Well, I mean, unless there's fucking, like Chris Brown. We've seen the proof of what he fucking did. I didn't need the court to tell me he hit her. Like, somebody beat the shit out of her.
Not for nothing, that's another thing that's weird for me. Right? Chris Brown, War Machine, the MMA fighter, and I believe Tito Ortiz, or was it De La Hoya that abused it?
I don't think De La Hoya, because De La Hoya is celebrated still by everybody.
So I know for a fact War Machine, the MMA fighter, Chris Brown, they abused that woman. Yeah. Like War Machine did it to the point where she changed, like her face changed after the fact, and that happened. And there's no one else in the back sitting there going, "No, he did that shit to me too." But
he must have. I mean, for what he did to her, that doesn't happen just one day out of the blue. He's like, today's the day, and just fucking
No, yeah.
that shit he thinks he could have gotten away with because he's done it before.
I don't know about Chris Brown because he was young when he did that to Rihanna. He was still a.
No,
he
I'm
was
talking
still
about
a
War
teen.
Machine.
Yeah, yeah. But my man does the flick of the wrist based off of what your assumption is what's happening because like I said, you would have had those results if Jonathan Mayers beat like really abused you. You know, like what they saying he choked her or some shit.
I think it read as choke, but I don't think like he's like. I think he just like get out of here. You know, sometimes you just somebody's coming at you.
You mush him in the neck.
Yeah, because that's what I'm saying. My assumption is that's the action he took. He took the action of not a man who abuses, but a man who's like, just get out of my face, and just doing that shit to somebody who's maybe intoxicated, wasn't prepared for it. I mean, this man is already fucking ripped because he just did the fucking boxing movie. That in and of itself is gonna not physically put her in a hospital, but it's gonna be enough to like, okay, well, I can see where there's a mark. And to anybody, to the taxi driver who's seen the argument, he's gonna be more inclined to be like, oh no, he didn't fucking hit her. She was buzzing him, and he's like, get the fuck out of it, get out of here. But to somebody who's a good enough lawyer, they can turn around and be like, oh no, he knew his strength and he went to physically move her with force and spin all that shit on him. Because what I don't believe is, I don't believe that the minor injuries she did have are the result of her only hitting him. You don't get marks on your neck and your face. Like if I walked into your room and just started wailing on you, I am not going to be touched in my neck and my face if I'm hitting you only. So I don't believe, like you said, there's not enough evidence that he just hauled off and fucking defended himself. But I do believe there's a get away from me.
Unless she's trying to be malicious and she, like I said, she attacked him in the taxi, saying she did all this shit to him, then nothing was found or whatever, because maybe the timeline is messed up. But, you know, she fucking did that shit to herself. She could have did that shit to herself after the fact when the cops were called just to be like, yo, listen, he abused me.
Yeah, but I mean, we've seen enough media and enough stories that if she was going to do something to herself, it would have been bigger than that.
Yeah.
That's
maybe that's all she could do at the time. Maybe she knows she bruises and she just fucking squeezed her neck.
Again, that's a little far fetched. If you're gonna,
I mean, look at Jason Samuel with the fucking. He hired the two thugs to beat him up.
Yeah, but look at his video. He didn't hire two thugs to lightly tap him in his fucking shoulders. Like he didn't turn around and go, "Yo, if you flick me like that, I bleed. So just flick me once."
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying that there's a bigger fucking issue on how men and women are supposed to act in regards to each other, where there's too many varying opinions and there's not one set fucking rule. So nobody gets this shit correctly. So for here on out, we're gonna be, what do you call it? It's a little ironic because you just turn around and go, well, if everybody said something when it happens, we wouldn't have this problem. And yet all these inciting incidences are people who are like, oh no, this should just happen right now. I'm fucking saying something. So it is happening. And the more it happens, the more people are comfortable going, well, shit, people are listening now. Here's my story. Here's what happened to me. Here's what happened to me. And all stem from people who you want to come out and say, this happened right the fuck now.
That's not what I said, but all right. Because what you just did was champion everybody that came out after the fact.
No.
The first person who came out.
No. I'm saying that people now are coming out as soon as it happens. More and more. That's why everybody's getting, it looks like everybody's getting pegged off.
No, but I'm talking about the people who come out afterwards. After the first person came out. That should have happened a long time ago.
Yeah, but but now it's happening with the people right as it happens. We can't do anything about the past, but right now it's happening similarly to what you were describing.
Yeah.
And it looks like everybody's getting fucking pegged, and it's one of two things. Either the majority of people are lying, or everybody's fucking doing this shit because nobody knows how to fucking act around everybody.
Well, everybody's doing the shit because they got away with it. Remember, we were conditioned. People who have the money make the rules. So once these people start having money, they started making their rules, but then you come out and it finds out that you don't make the rules. And that's why they're getting in trouble. And this is what I'm saying. We would never have that condition, people with the money make the rules, unless you came out. And that's why these people finding out the fucking hard way.
Yeah, but now you have a problem that this woman came out.
I don't have a problem with her coming out. It's just, I find it very fucking convenient. Well, I mean, they discredited her, so here goes 18 more. Like, are we playing The Price is Right?
But now what happens if in the court of law, fuck public opinion, if in the court of law, they put these women on the stand and what they say actually happened to be true, and he does now have a pattern of it. What then you say now? Is it now still convenient?
You should have did it when it happened.
Yeah, we already went over it.
That's my stance.
Yeah, we already went over that. I know that's your stance, but that's easier said than done. That's just the way it is.
And I'm saying, yeah, and it's not supposed to be easy.
We're conflating two different things.
Standing up for yourself in a time like that where people aren't going to believe you is not supposed to be easy.
Yeah, but now is it... All right, so let's bring it back. Is it worth it? Is it worth you walking into your boss's office, demanding a raise, if you can't at that time show any work on why you deserve one? But on the flip side, if somebody else if you weren't thinking about it, somebody else said, yo, fuck that, I think we should get a raise. And they say something, and then you go, yo, fuck that, yeah, we deserve a raise. And you come right behind them with now all your shit. Do you now not get a raise because you didn't stand up and say it when you should have did it the first time?
Yeah, I mean, I've been in that situation. You know the story. I asked for a raise to my former employer 8 times, and they gave me 8 different stories on why they couldn't give me one. Then they gave another guy one, and I quit.
Now, okay. So, would you have felt, should we have looked at you any different had you had stayed and got that raise on the 9th time?
I wouldn't have got that raise on the 9th time.
Okay. So now here we go. You have, again, totally separate fucking incidences, but just for the sake of argument here, you have a situation in which you said you deserve something, you went up 8 times, it was denied. in situations like this, again, because we don't know, so we can't. It's Scherzinger's cat. We can't say whether it happened or not. But if they did come up and like Blasey Ford, let's go with that one because that's the one we know. In her case, when she did bring it up, and it went nowhere. At what point then do you just again, fuck it? I'm gonna get on with my life and go as far away from this fucking situation as possible. And it just so happened to come up again when he went up for Supreme Court. But before that, if it's not fucking worth it, it's not doing anything.
Then it shouldn't be worth it when it comes up again.
That doesn't make any sense.
Listen, if you're gonna fight for something and quit, you shouldn't fight for it when it comes up again.
So you don't fight for any more raises?
I quit because I was never gonna get a raise. I'm happy to tell everybody I am no longer asking Star Toyota for raises.
No.
A lot of people got promoted there, and I never went back and asked for a raise. That ship has sailed, and I'm never gonna ask for another raise from them.
All right.
No, but this, you know what I'm saying? If you're gonna push, if you want to throw a pebble in the ocean, the ripples stop after a while.
Yeah, but that's why nobody comes forward sometimes, because they try and it goes nowhere. And then it comes up where now the ripple's going to be bigger.
But in this case, she tried and it went nowhere, and then she's like, all right, there's a bigger voice. When you sit there and you don't even try, and then now you're coming in here with some shit.
Again, we don't know. We don't know if somebody said something and it didn't go anywhere with this. Like, we have to wait to see what they say.
No. If someone, you think that the only people that have access to this information is the DA?
Yeah,
How many people got accusations on Michael? And when they first started talking about R. Kelly, how many accusations they had about R. Kelly with Aaliyah, with all these other fucking people?
No, but that's different. The sources didn't come. The sources didn't go to the DA and then come back out. The sources went straight to the news. The news is getting their thing from the DA. So information is not going to come out freely from that perspective.
But you're telling me that these people ain't going to do their own research and be like, yo, who brought up allegations on John Mayer's before? And then be like, oh, in 2002, Brenda Acevedo fucking did this shit. All
this is happening in real time, so we haven't seen any of the reporting yet. We don't know yet.
Yo, there's been reporting on shit that it wasn't happening. How many people reported false news just to get this shit out first?
Yeah, well, how many people is that bitten in the ass? Fox just paid fucking $700 and something million to Dominion for false fucking news and false reporting on their systems.
Oh, they've been doing that their whole lives.
Yeah, but again, we have to reserve judgment in this case till we know what all the fucking facts are.
And I'm just saying, this shouldn't be the precedent.
To wait for the facts of the case to come up?
No, wait until he's in trouble to get him in trouble.
But I don't think it's wait until he's in trouble to get him in trouble. I think it's finally somebody will listen, so now let me say it. Because it does you no good to scream into a void that nobody's listening.
This is why we have cops. You put that shit on record.
Dude, hold on. Did we not call the cops on a couple of people like a couple of months ago? And absolutely nothing happened. And what happened the next time? We did nothing because the cops didn't do nothing. Like, what were we going to do? Go up there and physically assault the dude ourselves? Like, we did. Man. We called the cops when we were supposed to.
And now it's on record. Happened. But it's on record, and then now they're gone.
Yeah.
Now they're gone.
Yes.
But it's still been listening to that shit.
But do you think that shit's still happening somewhere else?
No, because they don't exist no more. specific people.
That all right. Your world works a little differently than everybody
No,
else.
man. No, listen, bro. At this point, if you speaking and no one listens, then that shows incompetence on the police officer. And I understand the laws are not meant to get anybody in trouble unless there's no other option than make somebody do their job. Because you remember, we're the land of the free from responsibility and consequences. So until you physically make someone do their job, they're not going to do it. But I'm just saying, no one's going to listen. So that makes it okay for them to do it.
No, it doesn't make it okay, but
No, that's what it is. Because if you're gonna sit there and be like, well, he does this shit to me and no one's gonna listen, then it must be okay for him to do it. That's the reasoning behind it.
But okay, but all these women.
How many women do we know that's what they think? Because they grew up in not women, just people in general. They grew up in an abusive household. No one did nothing about it, and they think that's okay.
Yes, that is 100% true. But going back to this, the other accusers have already separated themselves and got out of the bad situation
that we know of. We don't know that.
Well, I mean, we do know that they're no longer with Jonathan Majors, who they're accusing.
But what's abuse to them?
But whatever it is, they got out of it.
Did they get out of it, or did he leave them?
Either way, they're no longer in that. They're no longer in that situation.
Maybe he's no longer in that situation.
Well, clearly not, because he's in trouble for it.
From them.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little confused. I'm a little confused at what you're going with. I'm not picking up what you're trying to put down.
Maybe he's the one finding all these abusive people. Maybe he's lived in a household where he thought a woman shows love by being abused by abusing him. And maybe he's finding these abusers, and maybe he's leaving them.
So then you should be mad at him because he hasn't said anything about being abused.
Yes. If that's the case, then yeah.
You do know that it's highly improbable that he got his ass handed to him by the woman in the taxi and 8 other women, and now he's on trial for getting his ass handed to him. That's highly improbable.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not. That actually makes sense.
Do you not see what happened with Johnny Depp? How easy it was for the liar to show up in court and everybody turn around and go, oh no, Johnny Depp's right on this. This bitch is fucking lying through her teeth.
Have we gotten to court yet? How many people disowned Johnny Depp before they went to court? Before Amber Heard had the opportunity to open up her mouth, how many people said Johnny Depp's a piece of shit? Disney dropped Johnny Depp. The Pirates of the Caribbean dropped him. How many people dropped him?
Yeah.
Before we saw what happened. Before we saw the bad acting from this chick.
Yeah. Everybody dropped him.
And that was before.
Yeah, because again, businesses have no choice but to drop them because they're about making money. It makes no sense to keep somebody who's going to lose you money. It makes perfect sense to go, yo, we're going to distance ourselves. And if it plays out and if he's good, then we'll try to get him back or whatever. That's business wise. It makes perfect sense.
Listen, here's the thing. Business wise, we have our contract. If he's accused of this shit, then we are all in our rights in our contract to drop him from this shit. If he's innocent, well then he just went through some shitty shit.
That's exactly what happened.
No, they dropped him before they went to court.
Dude, you don't think
they found out she's lying?
You don't think all these people have fucking morality clauses in there that the minute shit happens,
The minute you're accused of something, we're gonna drop you. That's not morality.
Again, Johnny Depp. Before she went on the fucking stand and clearly was shown to be lying. Every fucking piece of evidence she had and everything she said looked credible to everyone. There was not a person on the planet, even people who were with Johnny Depp, who were backing him before that trial, because that trial wasn't even about the fucking abuse. That trial was about something else.
I think it was about
I think it was like a defamation shit,
defamation.
but it wasn't like about the actual fucking relationship. Before that, every single person saw what the evidence that was presented was like, oh shit. Okay. And then when we got there, it took a lawyer to point out to us and put her on the stand for us to go, nope, okay, I see why that's bullshit now. That's why he got dropped quick.
But it should be none of their business.
But
this is what I'm saying,
dude. If Disney has him, and McDonald's is like, we're no longer gonna do business with you because Johnny Depp's there. AMC is, we're no longer gonna show the movies because he's in it. Producing partners are no longer going to give you money to produce the movies because he's in it. It does not behoove you to keep him around before all this happens, because the businesses have to make money. And if he's going to cost you money, even before we find out whatever, that them's the breaks. Dude, businesses, see, this is the thing, man. People get this conflated all the time. Everybody thinks, oh, big corporations are evil. They're this.
No,
they're malcontent. They're not entities.
But
they do what they're supposed to do. Like,
you know what the crazy shit is? They are HR, right? So if I get allegations of sexual harassment on HR, they sit there, they do an investigation, they don't just say, oh, this woman said you did this, you're fired. You're gonna cost us money.
Dude, it's different when it's different when it's not a fucking, what do you call it? There's not like an HR office in Disney that called Johnny Depp in because he's not an employee, he's a contractor. There's a difference. If he was just working in the park, then there would have been a whole process and shit like that. But he's contracted out to do certain things, to do certain roles in movies.
And if they were on some, listen, as of right now, we were in talks to do Pirates of the Caribbean. All the negotiations with Johnny Depp have stopped until we figure out what's happening. Okay, that's
what they said at first,
and then they just dropped.
Yeah, because like I said, the evidence looked fucking bad.
But there was no verdict.
Again, the trial was not about the fucking abuse. The trial was about something else.
Yo, listen, and let's just lock him up. Throw him in jail for 5 years. Fuck it.
Dude, if you did that, then there's 90% of men that are going to be in jail tomorrow.
Fuck it.
It's going to be me and you walking around out there.
They'll find somebody. They'll find somebody from North the fucking Dakota. It was a Tuesday. I heard him over say, fuck this bitch, and I took offense to it.
Yeah. Hey. I'm not going to fall for the whole conspiracy theory of the shit. I'm just going to watch it play out and see what happens.
Just saying it's bullshit.
And if it's not bullshit, then what?
It's still bullshit.
It can't be.
Yes, it can. If he's guilty until proven innocent, then it could be bullshit until proven not bullshit.
Yeah, but I just said if it's proven not bullshit, you just said it's still bullshit.
Yeah.
So then, okay. Are we going to another topic, or we?
Speaking of the Flash, the final trailer, the second trailer came out. The second trailer came out, and I don't see any real difference in this one, unless I saw the wrong trailer.
I mean, this one was fucking Batman forward. Michael Keaton out there saying his famous fucking, "You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts."
Okay, then I must have saw the wrong one because I didn't see that.
Yeah, the second trailer came out like a couple hours ago.
Oh, I saw a trailer this morning. I thought that shit was. All right, then you.
You want me to find it and send it to you?
Nah, I'll find it.
Yeah, the what do you call it? The official Flash trailer 2 came out 7 hours ago.
Okay, I see it here. All right, you talk about it. I'm gonna mute you, and then.
All right. No, so essentially, this new trailer was, really Batman forward, where they put Michael Keaton in the forefront. You get to see a lot of him in the suit. You get to see the Batwing. It's talking more about how he was unable to save his parents, and that's what led him down the road to be Batman. But Barry has now come back in time, or to a different timeline, I would suppose, and he has the ability to change and to save his parents now. That was the big brunt of it. We've got a little bit more of Supergirl in there, which should look pretty cool. Let's see what else happened. A little bit more on the acting side between the two different Flashes. Overall, like I said, the first trailer surprisingly looked pretty good. The second trailer looks still pretty good. Again, I have said in the past, and I'll say it again, I am not watching this movie because of all the shit that happened. Whether you believe in second chances or not is irrelevant. I'll catch it on the flip-flop for free when it comes out on HBO Max or some shit. But I'm not going to pay money to watch this movie. I don't know if Toe's going to see it. I think Cab said he was going to see it. But after he's done watching, we'll ask him, see what he has to say about it. But I cannot lie, and I won't, it does look pretty good from what I've seen. Take that with a grain of salt, or however you take your news in the morning. It's just the opinion of one white Puerto Rican sitting in a room. And that trailer should have been done by now, but everybody's listening to the sound of my voice. If you haven't already seen the Dungeons & Dragons Honor Amongst Thieves movie, go out and fucking see it. Forget what you're hearing about box office and all that shit. The movie's good. Go watch it.
Okay.
Dude, I was done like maybe 40 seconds ago.
No, I just finished watching it. I mean, this commercial makes the movie look better than the original one. The original trailer, I was like, this don't look hard. But then this one actually looks alright. You actually see the different suits of Batman, unless there's multiple Batmans here.
No, he has different suits.
Because you see him in the like almost dark blue and gray suit.
Oh no, that's Ben Affleck.
Okay, that's what I was gonna say. There's multiple Batmans in this. They might not be in the same time.
Yeah. No, Ben Affleck is gonna be with Barry in the original timeline.
Yeah.
And then when he jumps back, it's Michael Keaton.
Yeah. And then
you know what they should have done? they should have kept with the story and had Michael Keaton play Thomas Wayne.
That'd have been dope. But that line that he said where he's like, you know, he lost both of his parents in the same day, and if he could go back and he would change it, he's like, and you did. It's like that makes sense. Yeah.
I brought that up in my little explanation.
Yeah. That makes sense.
So I posited a question. Are you going to watch this movie?
I mean, I said I was going to watch it. I was going to watch it, and then, you know, because they said this was the change of the shit, right? They would use this to change the DC universe.
I believe so.
Yeah, I was gonna watch it, but if they keep him on with all that other shit, I don't know.
But if they keep him on past this movie,
yeah, because I remember we were saying to change this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I got to see how this movie seems okay, and it's just in all honesty, it's Keaton that's making me say this movie looks alright.
Yeah, that's 100%. I'm still not gonna go see it.
Because not for nothing, this seems like the Star Wars shit. Where it's like, oh, we got Keaton back in the 90s to be Batman, but now that we got the technology to have Keaton actually do shit as Batman, this is where we do the prequels. The technology actually caught up with us to, you know, make the cities and all that other shit, and now we got the prequels. You know? Because I'm getting a little bit a Dark Knight, like that, the Christian Bale Batman. I'm getting a little bit of that in this movie. Did you remember how I always say the tone, like the tones of the DC I don't like?
Yeah.
I'm getting that tone, and I like that tone better than.
Well, I mean that's the original Tim Burton tone.
Yeah, I like that tone better than the shit they were showing for like Black Adam or the fucking Superman versus Batman Justice League tones. Because they seem like no matter what you call that place, it's not a realistic area. I don't want to watch a fantasy fucking you know shit. You know what I'm saying?
What, Gotham? Or just the world overall?
The world overall. I don't care you call it Gotham, but make it seem like Gotham exists. Like in the Batman, there was times where it's like, okay, all right, they called it Gotham, but that's clearly fucking Fordham. Like that's Jerome Avenue.
Yeah, because they just made it fucking Manhattan. That's why.
You know what I'm saying? But I mean, it's looking better than the original trailer.
Which is weird because the original trailer made this movie look like fucking epic.
To me, it didn't. Maybe and it's not biased to this Flash. Like, I'm not watching the trailer going, I hate this fucking guy. Like, I'm seeing what he's doing. But nothing, like, that's my face. That shit, to me, it wasn't,
Well,
that didn't sell me.
That one line aside, the whole movie looked like it was going to be fucking...
No, I get it. It's just, it was like, all right. The original trailer to me was, okay, you showed us Michael Keaton. And this one is like, okay, now you're showing us Michael Keaton's going to be a big part of this movie. And it's like, all right, cool. All right, we're getting what we want from this. It's not just
Yeah. What happens if everything we've seen in the trailer is the only thing Michael Keaton does?
Well, then we fucking sue. You sue them for everything they're worth. Tired of this shit. But what do you think? How do you think they're gonna use this to go on the James Gunn movie universe?
The clearest thing is the ending. However they put this ending, wherever Barry Allen finally winds up, is gonna be the jumping off point for where James Gunn's shit picks up. Because if he goes back and he goes back to Ben Affleck as Batman, they failed. This Flashpoint has to fuck up something. Either that or we stay with the original Barry, goes back, and we stay with this timeline Barry. And from this point forward, we're in now James Gunn's world. It's the only way I could see it working, because the original Flash is too tied to the fucking Snyderverse.
So what if they end this with they go back and they prevent whatever he did from creating Flashpoint, but this the James Gunn's Flash dies at the end, and there is no Flash, or that Flash dies and sets off a thing where another person, not Barry Allen, but
Wally West
gets the powers, and that's our Flash.
Shit, that'd be cool. We have to do something to distinguish.
This is different.
The Snyderverse is over there. James Gunn shit's over here.
Do you think they were gonna do if it was still the Snyderverse, they were gonna do it so that now it's not Superman and Supergirl, or they were gonna pull Supergirl into this universe?
I don't know, because this Supergirl is a vastly different take than what's normally been done. And I think didn't James Gunn say he had a Supergirl movie in his
I don't know.
I'm looking it up right now. James Gunn's DC slate. Forgive me, I know it's riveting TV that me reading it here.
But
yeah, Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. So he's got his own. He definitely has his own movie. I don't know if it's going to be the same actress, or if this is the. I mean, he's doing his own Superman. So who knows? All this is weird because he literally came in the middle of DC doing shit already. So the only thing we know for certain is everybody, with the exception of Aquaman, Blue Beetle, because we don't know how that movie will perform. It hasn't come out yet. Aquaman, same thing. He hasn't come out yet. And Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, because there hasn't been a definitive fucking one way or the other on it. Everybody else has been pushed the fuck out. If you're not one of these three, you're no longer in the fucking DC universe.
Who are the three? You said Gal Gadot.
Gal Gadot. There hasn't been definitive word whether she's in or out. It's just her. The third movie is not happening, but her specifically hasn't been said anything of. Aquaman, his movie's still coming out.
Okay.
And if that's another fucking $1 billion movie, who knows if they keep him around. The whole rumor of him dropping Aquaman to be Logo turned out to be false. Or Lobo turned out to be false. And then Blue Beetle, because again, Blue Beetle's not tied to anyone. He's not tied to the Snyderverse or anything. So if it comes out and it does good, I could see James Gunn keeping him around.
Yeah.
He might even use that. He might even use Blue Beetle to replace Shazam.
Because Blue Beetle's not magic, right? He's technology.
Yeah, he's tech. Alien tech. Dude, speaking of Shazam, you got to hand it to The Rock. The Rock does not miss. He killed 2 franchises with one star, with one eyebrow. 2 fucking franchises dead in the water.
Word. That's crazy.
Yo, that's what happens when you're the top dog. He killed, dude. The Rock killed Shazam, Black Adam, Henry Cavill Superman, Hulkamania, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Triple H, Survivor Series 1996.
He's just murdering everybody.
Yeah.
Fast and the Furious.
I should call him Breakfast because he's a fucking serial killer.
Shit. But yeah, that's that's crazy.
Somebody else, I don't know who it was. I think somebody else dropped the agency that The Rock's wife has. I know right after Henry Cavill dropped them, I think somebody else dropped it too.
Let me see.
So speaking of which, of Henry Cavill, are we gonna watch The Witcher season 3? And what is your hype level knowing that that's gonna be the end for him and they're gonna bring in Slapnuts to take over?
I'll watch season 3 because I want to see what they do. But season 2 was like, you know what I'm saying? Season 2 was iffy. You know, it was one of those hard to watch shits. But I watched season 3. I don't know about the new season with the other guy,
Liam Hemsworth.
Yeah,
dude, they deviated so much in season 2.
Yeah, and I'm trying to figure out who else dropped.
I don't think it was like a massive name, but it was definitely somebody where you're like, oh, I didn't even know he was there or that person.
Well, Henry Cavill dropped his wife and Danny Garcia, right?
Yeah.
But that's all they're saying is Henry Cavill.
I'll look it up and what do you call? I'll do if I have to. I'll do a little video on it.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah. But so, is it true that they're doing if Aquaman makes billions of dollars, they're gonna keep Momoa as Aquaman, or is that what you're thinking?
That's what I'm thinking because it doesn't make sense to get rid of him if Aquaman won $1 billion. If Aquaman 2 does another $1 billion, clearly people like the fucking movie, and it just.
How the hell did Aquaman 1 make $1 billion?
Aquaman 1 had made $1 billion. So.
Wait. You talking about Vinny Chase's Aquaman?
No, I'm talking about Jason Momoa's Aquaman.
Because I know in Entourage, their Aquaman beat Spider-Man in the box office. I don't know about Jason Momoa's Aquaman.
Yeah, hold on.
I remember seeing it. I don't think that was $1 billion movie, but
let's see. 1 second. Yeah, Aquaman made $1.15 billion.
Jesus.
I think this is where the thing comes in. It only made $335 million here in the States.
See?
The rest of it made up around the world.
See, that makes sense. I was gonna say I don't remember that shit being that good.
I mean, a lot of people said it was good.
I'm just saying I don't remember it being like that.
You know what? Truth be told, I've never actually fucking seen it. I still have not seen Aquaman from cover to cover. I've seen bits and pieces here and there.
Shit, I seen it. I just can't fucking tell you what happened. Like, like I only know a little bit of bits and pieces. I can't remember that shit verbatim.
Shit.
Um,
I'm still trying to figure out this other.
but yeah, now we got what's after this Flash? Is it Blue Beetle?
I think Blue Beetle's after the Flash. No, Blue Beetle might be. When's the Flash come out?
June 11th.
Let's see. Blue Beetle is said
August
to come
18th.
out. Huh?
August 18th.
Yeah, so then it's after.
Yeah, the Flash is June 16th apparently. Oh, let me see something. Let me see movie lineup. Wow. Okay, so this doesn't even say nothing about the Flash. A full list of upcoming DC movies. Shazam, which already came out. The Flash, okay. Then Blue Beetle. Then Aquaman. Then the fucking the clown and Lady Gaga movie. Then Batman Part 2. And then Superman Legacy. 2025. And then Supergirl. The Brave and the Bold. What the hell is that?
Oh, Batman. That's the Batman he's going with.
Okay, so while Robert Pattinson's Batman will continue in Elseworld, the DCU will get its own Batman in The Brave and the Bold based on Grant Morrison's Batman run. The film will introduce the DCU's Batman's family. Okay. So this is the introduction to the DCU Batman Bruce Wayne and also introducing your favorite Robin, Damian Wayne. That's your favorite Robin?
Who?
Damian Wayne? Damian Wayne?
Who the fuck said that?
That's what they wrote in this.
I think they're doing that satirically because everybody.
He goes,
most
who
of
is a
people hate
little
his ass.
he goes, who is a little son of a bitch assassin murderer? Okay. Then Swamp Thing. Then the Authority. The fuck is that? Is that their Illuminati?
No, James Gunn picked a handful of shit that nobody's ever heard of before, because the best way to build a fucking universe is go after characters nobody knows. And he did that because he had success with the Guardians of the Galaxy. But truth be told, the Guardians of the Galaxy were only a success because Marvel had already established itself.
Yeah.
Had that shit come out after Iron Man, would it have been that fucking big?
I don't know. They're doing a Black Superman movie?
That's the prevailing thing, but I don't think anybody...
They have a picture of a dude. I guess he's going to play him.
I mean, everybody says that, but I don't think that's...
They said him. J.J. Abrams is producing a new Superman movie with a black lead, written by Tanashi.
When...
Coates.
Hold on. When was that article written?
Shit, I don't know. February 2nd, 2023.
Yeah, that's got to be something old, because I don't remember hearing anything about J.J. Abrams producing the thing.
Here you go. 1 hour ago, full list of all upcoming DC movies. We got The Flash, Blue Beetle, Aquaman, the clown movie with Lady Gaga, Superman Legacy, The Batman Part 2, Supergirl, The Authority, The Brave and the Bold, Swamp Thing, Constantine 2, Black Hawk.
But Constantine 2 still on the docket?
That's as an hour ago. That's what this Rotten Tomatoes is saying. Keanu Reeves is planning to play John Constantine once again.
Yeah, I know he wanted to, but there was talks that it might not happen because of the James Gunn shit.
Black Hawk is a favorite comic book of director Steven Spielberg. Nightwing, they got a Nightwing movie coming out.
Is Steven Spielberg directing Black Hawk? Or did they just say that?
No, it says the current version of the project will see him direct a film based on the Golden Age quality comics concept, later brought by DC in 1957. With the Jurassic Park, the Lost World Jurassic Park screenwriter David kept adopting the concept. I don't know.
Yeah, that's gonna be something. Steven Spielberg getting his hands on an actual superhero movie.
Yeah. Then they say Nightwing, Lobo, Static Shock, Green Lantern Corps, Superman, Our Man, Black Canary.
They're not doing one about Our Man.
That's what this shit is saying.
Half those movies you said were not on the fucking James Gunn approved list when he came out with one.
Yeah, right.
Dude, I still haven't heard you say Paradise Lost or Booster Gold or Waller.
None of them were on that list.
Yeah, those were the official ones that he said.
Okay, hold on.
The Creature Commandos.
Shelved, New Gods, The Trench, Wonder Twins, Batgirl, The Other Batman, Wonder Woman 3, Man of Steel sequel, Untitled Jared Leto Joker Project, Cyborg. Yeah, none of those were on this list.
I mean, those are all the ones that got canned when it came on.
Yeah, but none of those were on. Like even the list I said in the beginning. None of the shit you just said was on.
Hey, it might have been because some of those were TV shows. Case in point, for anybody who's playing the home game, nobody knows what the fuck's happening with James Gunn shit. So,
All right, here's the official DC movie slate under James Gunn. New DCU movies: Superman Legacy, The Authority, The Brave and the Bold, Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, Swamp Thing, the new DCU TV shows: Creature Commandos, Waller, Booster Gold, Lanterns, Paradise Lost, and yeah.
so that's 10 movies. Or 5 movies, 5 shows.
Yeah.
So anything else that we have read is all bullshit until otherwise.
Yeah, and all those movies are supposed to come out early 2024.
There's no way. Dude, I don't know how true this is, but the rumor is going around that they took out all the references to the Snyderverse and the Flashpoint movie, which I'm inclined to disbelieve because Ben Affleck's still in the fucking movie.
In the
Flash.
wait, they took out.
So the rumor is they took out all the references to the Snyderverse.
Okay.
But I'm saying
Well,
I don't think that's true because this motherfucker is still in it.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah, I wouldn't think that that's true either. I mean, not for nothing. Michael Keaton right now this movie could make Michael Keaton the best Batman again. You know what I'm saying?
So it goes Christian Bale, Michael Keaton. Who else? Christian Bale, Michael Keaton, Ben Affleck, Robert Pattinson.
George Clooney.
But you gonna put Clooney over Val Kilmer?
Nah.
Val Kilmer, George Clooney, and now you reinsert Michael Keaton. So it goes Christian Bale, Michael Keaton, Michael Keaton.
You think Christian Bale is the best Batman?
I do. It's one of those things. I don't care what anybody says. Batman Begins is the most underrated Batman movie ever. That is probably the best Batman movie.
I might have to watch it again because I don't remember liking it that much.
Dude, I saw that shit in fucking Italy, overseas. And I remember vividly leaving the theater and for the first time in my life going, well, I'm trying to think. No, yeah, for the first time in my life going, wow, I actually like Batman. Because the movies are different. Mask of the Phantasm was a good movie. The original Michael Keaton movie was good. But I've never liked the character. And then I left Batman Begins. It was like, that's a Batman I can fucking get behind. Still not a fan, but I digress.
Of Batman.
Huh?
You're not a fan of Batman?
Yeah. No.
Why? Because he's just a rich human that fights gods?
Yeah, you can't tell me that just being rich is way more powerful than literally the guy who writers just give any fucking power they want to him.
I mean,
I'm sorry. You could plan for everything in the world. Right? Like let's take it in reality. Floyd Mayweather, you say is the best boxer ever, right? if not one of. Would you say that?
Yeah, especially in this generation.
All right. Best defense in boxing, right?
Yeah.
If he fought a motherfucker who was just too fast for him, he'd get hit, right?
Yeah.
I mean, what's his name? Was it
Sugar Shane Mosley almost knocked him out in the second
yeah.
round.
I mean, he fucking tagged him.
Yeah.
Was that because that motherfucker was fast? Thus proving, even when you have the best defensive boxer in the world who prepares for shit, if he's faster or if he's slower, let's say he gets hit. I don't care how much you prepare. When you have at least two characters who can run faster than you can fucking think, you're not going to stop him. You're not going to stop a man who already did what the fuck he's going to do before you even knew you had to think about stopping him. I see you trying to compute all that.
But he's rich. No, it's like, but he's rich though.
So's Tony Stark. But Tony Stark is not the fucking end-all be-all. Tony Stark has more money and he's more fucking intelligent.
Yeah, but the one thing Batman has that Tony Stark doesn't is, you want to get nuts? Let's get nuts.
He has one Michael Keaton line. That's all.
Yeah, Tony Stark don't have a Michael Keaton line.
Yeah, but do you know how I know Tony Stark's better than Bruce Wayne?
How?
Because we're connected.
Shit. We might have to do that.
Do what?
Either who's the best Batman or Tony Stark versus Bruce Wayne.
Well, I mean, there's an unfair advantage. Tony doesn't know how to fight.
I mean, Friday knows how to fight.
Yeah, and what did Friday tell him? You're getting your ass kicked, sir.
A trained fighter can tell Tony Stark that.
Friday looked at Cap and looked at Tony and went, "Yeah, I don't think you're winning this one, Hoss. You might want to try fucking up the other dude, but this guy ain't gonna stop."
Yeah, he could do this all day. They made a musical about it.
I don't give a shit what anybody says. That's the worst fucking end credit in the entire MCU.
And what was that on?
Hawkeye. They should have panned to the fuck. All they had to do to make it great is pan to the fucking crowd and have Yolanda, or I can't ever fucking say her name, the new Black Widow, have her or somebody sitting in there, turn around going, "What the fuck are we watching?"
or
enjoying it. Either way.
Or have Steve, like you pan to the crowd and you can see Steve, like old man Steve Rogers just sitting there in the crowd like this.
I mean, he was on the moon.
With Blue Marvel.
Yeah. Remember, Winter Soldier and Captain Winter Soldier came out before that.
What? Hawkeye?
Yeah, and they had already stated that either Steve was on the moon or Steve is dead.
Wait, that was just a joke, right?
Well, the on the moon part, yeah, was a joke,
Yeah.
But they've already established he's clearly not present in the MCU.
That we know of. We never saw the body, Letty.
I mean, come on. We saw a 157-year-old fucking man.
Yo, in the comics, that 157-year-old man in Deadpool whooped that ass. We was on the panel for that.
Yeah, but
That would be one hell of a scene in the movies. That'd be dope, wouldn't it?
To watch an old dude and Ryan
Like-
Reynolds kick the shit out of people.
Yeah. That'd be fucking dope. Just see old ass Steve Rogers on Daredevil's shoulders and they're beating the shit out of people.
Deadpool, you mean?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm telling you, if they could fucking put that in the new movie where he's sitting there going, yo, he looks directly at camera and goes, can you believe I got Wolverine here? And here's a surprise, I got Cap. And it's just some old dude with a fucking walker and the shield.
He got the sticker of the shield. And Deadpool picks up a pencil and he drops it and picks up the sticker of the shield and just starts killing people with the sticker.
Just flinging it.
That'd be something.
Yo, I can't believe that right now Marvel is only going to succeed with cheap movies. And movies with shit already built in. Wakanda Forever and the death of Chadwick. Guardians 3, it's the finale of James Gunn's whole fucking story arc. Deadpool 3, Wolverine, Hugh Jackman's gonna be in a fucking Disney fucking MCU proper movie with Deadpool. Like now if they don't have an automatic hook, none of these movies are gonna work.
Because they're changing everything so soon. Well, not they're changing it. It's because people, as much as people like, you can't have Steve Rogers and Tony Stark for 50 years. You can. I think you can. People want to see it because they don't want to move on. And
okay, how big of a fan of James Bond are you?
Not that big of a fan.
Do you care that James Bond, the character, gets 57 fucking million movies and they just keep getting a new guy to play him again and again and again?
Not really.
If they did something different.
What do you mean?
You
Like
got a woman to watch?
Like got a woman to be James Bond?
No. If the people who did James Bond just here's a different fucking not James Bond. Here's a different fucking spy. We're doing a different thing. Would you give that one a chance?
Well, it depends. If they film it like James Bond, no.
But fuck Jason Bourne. Nothing's gonna be like Jason Bourne.
I don't think I've ever watched a complete Jason Bourne movie, and I'm not gonna.
Good. I recommend you don't.
No, it's because if I wanted to be in a fight, I'd have fucking went outside and got no fight. I don't need to be in a fucking. I don't need to watch me participate in a fucking fight while I'm trying to watch the fight.
Here's the funny part. Boxing has been around forever.
Yeah.
And you can't tell me that there's not a boxing fan in the world who doesn't feel like they're in the fucking fight with the fucking fighters and they're watching the entirety of the fight from a steady cam. There's no fucking shaking. We're not following his fists in and out. And
it's like they said, yo, we're going to do something new. Cameraman, you ever seen Zoolander? Yeah, be him while they fight. And just fucking, he turned into the fucking dance off while they're fucking fighting with the camera. And it's like, holy shit. If Matt Damon can't fight that good, get a goddamn stunt person to fight for him. Shit. Get somebody else to be Jason Bourne.
I mean, it could be worse. They could do what they did with Liam Neeson in, I think it was Taken 3, where if you count it, during the chase scene, there's like 23 fucking cuts. Like direct, you can see where they jump cut to different shit to get him to run down an alley and jump over a fucking fence. 23 edits. Yeah. Shit. I think they literally just turn around and was like, stand here, good. Stand there, good. All right. Up on that box, good. Let's raise him a little bit higher. Good. And then just stitched it together to make him fucking, I'm getting over.
You see the paper cutouts and shit. Oh man.
I mean, they couldn't have a stuntman do that shit in one take.
Nope. What movie was this? That they hold up. There's a movie that they're doing a 27-minute scene, all in one take.
It wasn't John Wick.
No, it's a new movie coming out.
An action movie? Because I know Birdman was.
Okay. Oh, here you go. Extraction 2 will have a 14-minute one-take action sequence.
Did you see Extraction 1?
No.
It's on Netflix. I saw it.
Is it good?
Crazy.
All right.
But when you watch the ending, you're gonna be confused as to how there's a fucking part 2. But
Oh, did you see that also Sadie Sink is
Who?
in talks? The girl from I think season 2 and 3 of Stranger Things. She's Zac Efron's sister with the red hair.
and Zac Efron's in Stranger Things.
Yeah. He's
Really?
he gets possessed by one of the things. Well, she's the girl with the red hair. She goes out with the black kid, and that she's in talks with Marvel to play Vision in the upcoming Vision Quest series. Vision is Vision's robotic daughter.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
and
right.
then Scarlett Johansson reacts to her return as Black Widow in the MCU. I'm done. Chapter is over. I did all that I had to do.
Yeah, they should just leave her alone.
Oh, I gave this shit the middle finger, but I want to hear your take on it. There's a new theory, and this is what they said, not me, and it's a good one. When Kang said, "You're not the one with the hammer," to Scott, instead of Thor, what he was referring to was Steve, because the quantum suit Steve wore was similar to Ant-Man's suit. And I say, Steve would have fucked that Kang the Conqueror up. If
Well-
Ant-Man was handling him, Steve would have killed him. Steve would have killed him with that hammer.
Yeah, but now you gotta play a little detective here. Did he say the line, "Haven't I killed you already?" Or did he just say, "Which one of you are you the one with the hammer?"
He just said, "Which one are you? You the one with the hammer?"
So it is plausible then, because the Council of Kings already said that we're fucking with the multiverse now, that he just knew of him because he knew of his exploits returning everything, and he probably put the hammer back last or some shit. Or Kang had known of him while he still had the hammer in the first few runs or whatever.
I mean, yeah, but there ain't no fighting.
No, of course. There's no way in hell you're gonna tell me that this dude. This is the problem. You can't tell me that this is the big bad. He got handled already. And the other gangs just laughed at him like, "Ha, you're just pissed because it wasn't you, bitch." Like, they fucking Sex in the City talked about him. Like, "Oh, Samantha, you just mad because you ain't get the fuck him on the way out." Like,
Yeah.
but it's all right because after May 8th, after his first court appearance, we'll have a new actor, and then we'll get to do all this again.
They're saying the kid from Snowfall is gonna replace him. Is that rumor or is that?
That's rumor. I think that's who people assume.
Okay.
But I mean, that's what we were talking about even before that came up. I remember watching, being in the room while you were watching it, going, "Yo, what about this dude?"
What I said, a young Kang, right?
Yeah. I think we started off with the Patriot, and then you went to, well, what if he played?
Yeah.
If he had to replace him.
Now, what? How would you feel if they had to get rid of him? Jonathan Mayers. They got rid of him and they replaced him with a white guy, and now this Kang is Richard's great grandson.
To be honest, I don't know. I can't answer that because
Be honest
he
with you,
doesn't need to be. He doesn't. I mean, in the comics, he is, but for the MCU, he doesn't really need to be related. You could just say the name, Nathaniel fucking Richards.
yeah.
I mean, not every Richards is is related to people.
I mean, not every stank is related to Stark. You know? But I'm pretty sure we got through everything that we're going to get through today. Is there any other rumors or other shit that happened?
Anything else that happened? No.
Yeah, like there's no... no trailers, no...
No, The Flash was the biggest trailer.
Which they should call this movie Michael Keaton Point. At this point.
This is just Batman, instead of Batman 89, Batman 23.
Yeah. Yo, all right, so here's the question. Now, what if Supergirl fucking mollywops General Zod? Is that one? Then now it's like, well, I mean, we don't need a Superman now.
I mean,
Superman couldn't do shit to Zod in any of the movies, but now Supergirl is mollywopping motherfucker.
I mean, Supergirl technically should be stronger than Superman because she was older when she left. Physiologically she should be, but they just depict her as her biggest drawback is her inexperience. But the way, I mean, again, I'm not gonna watch this movie in the theater. But if and when it comes on HBO Max and I sit down one day to watch it, if she does mollywop General Zod, then that just means Henry Cavill, you should have been fucking him up. You shouldn't have held back.
Word.
The whole stupid thing of don't save me because what if they know you're a fucking hero was dumb to begin with.
Yeah, that was stupid. Yo, also there's news. Kraven the Hunter will be Sony's first R-rated Marvel film. And apparently Taylor Johnson, I guess Superbad is going to be Kraven.
Not true. Deadpool's going to be R-rated.
It says soon Sony's first R-rated Marvel film.
I mean, outside of the Spider-Man, who really gives a shit about what Sony does?
In all honesty, I don't have any plans to watch this shit. I didn't watch any of the Venoms. I didn't watch Morbius. I don't have any plans to watch that shit. Like you said, I don't give a shit. At this point, Sony, give it up. Give it up. Give it up. Get the fuck out of here.
I mean, dude, I think all three of the Spider-Men made like billions of dollars, right?
Yeah.
So why would they?
Because just give it up. Put it in the hands of a professional. Shit. But I guess that's it for today, right? We'll
Yeah.
call it an early one next week. Hopefully we got everyone back. And yo, it's your friendly neighborhood knucklehead signing out. Peace.